Hello, welcome to Paper 1, November 2021, Section B. So we're going to be looking at the coding question here. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to explain how I would do it. And yeah, so let's get into it. Right, so a Harshad number is a positive integer which is exactly divisible by the sum of its digits. The first 12 Harshad numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, and 18. It gives us a few examples here in this bit. So 36 is a Harshad number. The digits of 36 are 3 and 6. The sum of these digits is 9. And 36 is exactly divisible by 9 because it has no remainder. The same with 300. 15 is not a Harshad number because the digits of 15 are 1 and 5. The sum of these digits is 6, as 1 plus 5 is 6, and 16 is not exactly divisible by 6 because it's going to give a remainder. So it wants us to write a program that asks the user to enter a number n, and then we'll calculate the nth Harshad number. So the first thing I do is get the user input always, right? Because that's the first thing you're going to do in the program. Let's call it bound equals input, enter a number. Now, because we are going to want this as an integer, we're going to cast this to an int. This string to an int, right? Because this input always returns a string. So by casting it to an int, we get the integer number, right? So the next thing we should probably do is calculate the Harshad. And I would start by doing a particular example. So for example, 36, right? So let's have a number and call it 36, right? And we're also going to need a sum to keep track of the sum of the digits, right? So add 3, add 6, we get 9 to the sum, right? Okay, cool. So what we can do is go through each digit in the number. Now, how do we do this? Well, first we're going to want to convert it to a string. So we can say for digit in string number. Now let's just do a quick print, see what that prints out. We run that, enter a number. This is the Harshad number, don't forget. So we've printed 3 and 6 for this bit here. So we can go through each digit and actually add it to the sum, right? So if we go sum plus equal int, don't forget because we've converted to a string, int digit. So let's see, let's add a space there. Let's see what the sum prints out when we're using 36. Right, so enter a number. This is our Harshad number, so let's say we wanted the 18th one. Okay, cool. So when we do 36, we do 3 plus 6, and that returns 9. So that seems to work quite nicely. Now, we could actually calculate whether it's a Harshad number. So we remember that a Harshad number is one where the sum of its digits is exactly, the number is exactly divisible by the sum of its digits. All right, so we can say that if number remainder, if the remainder of the number and the sum is 0, then we have a Harshad number. Otherwise, it is not. Alright, so let's do the example for, let's just quickly also get rid of this so we can practice this. Right, so let's do 15. Is this a Harshad number? This should return no, and it does. So is 300 a Harshad number? Harshad, yes. Is 36 a Harshad number? Yes. Alright, so this particular part of the program works for calculating whether it is a Harshad number, right? Okay, cool. So we've got our Harshad number. We now want to do it for each in the bound, right? So we need to do, we need to have some sort of count so we need to have some sort of count for the number of Harshad numbers that we have, right? So we need to start count at 0. And then we also need to keep track of each of the numbers as well. So we're going to start that at 1, right? Because I don't think we're counting for 0 here. So yeah, we start at 1. And then we want to say while count is less than the bound, right? Because we only want the first n, which is what the user enters, Harshad numbers. So, right, and we also need a way of keeping track of our Harshad numbers as well. So we're going to have a list called Harshad. It can be called anything, up to you. But if we have a Harshad number, we're going to want to append that to the list, right? And then we're also going to want to increment the count by 1. So this is the count for the number of Harshad numbers we have. And we want that to be less than the number that they enter, right? So we can actually get rid of this else now. And we also want to increment the number each time as well, right? So we want to change the number each time, no matter if it's a Harshad number or not, because we want to keep iterating through each number, right? So yeah, if we give that a run, and then we print a Harshad at the end, we can see what it gives out, right? So it says in the example, if the user enters the number 12, the program should calculate and display the 12th Harshad number. 12th Harshad number is 18. So if we print 12, we can see that the last or the 12th Harshad number is going to be 18, right? So what we can do, because it's a list, we can just print the last one by using the index -1. So 12, that should print 18. Perfect. Okay, so that should work if we test it by showing the result of testing the program by entering the number 600. So we enter 600, we get 3102, which is the same as what it says in the mark scheme. So this is a fully functioning program for question number 7 on November 2021, paper 1. Cool, thank you.